What's up, Mangy? Yo, yo. How's your week going, brother? All right, we got some threes from Air. This is Grand Champ 2, I believe. And he's solo queuing. What a brave warrior we have here. The bravest. Thanu. His name is Air, though, but he goes by Thanu. Or Thanu. He hasn't corrected me yet. You definitely thrive more in twos, but you look fine in threes. Beautiful. Cole. This is what I mean. I'm not saying Air Thanu is some crazy player, but like this is an example of what I mean, okay? Creative. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not saying do a backflip into sidewall double, but more creative decision making and more creative, like, defense and transition. And I based on like what I've seen so far with you, I really think it's decision making. As in, it's not mechanics, it's like literally you making the decision. I mean, so far so good, Air. Just to get into your review. I feel like we haven't done anything besides that backboard play that I really liked. Which is fine. Like, it's getting to the point where it's been a minute and a half and we haven't really generated a threat. I would say, like, that's on my mind, but this looks fine. Nice try. The other thing, I feel like we're a little too spaced out. Unless you like deep third. It's fine. I personally would like this. I feel like you play different in threes than you do in twos. I feel like you're a lot more aggressive and a lot more ball chasey in twos, and I would like to see that in threes. That was our first threat right there. Here we go. This replay is picking up, though. I like the past, like, 45 seconds. Yeah, I like the past minute and a half. I almost want to see us play forward. Because, like, this is where I'm at with this replay right now, Air. It took us, like, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes to generate a threat. I feel like, I don't know if over-rotating is the right word, but I feel like we're getting a little bit too deep. A lot of it's, like, rooted in boost. Like, you need boost, and that's fine. But I feel like we play a third a little bit too far back. We're not generating as much threat as I would see you generate in twos. And in my opinion, I think that can be solved with kind of a playing forward mentality, a cut mentality. Plus, I kind of want you to play threes like you do twos. Like, okay, so it's like threat. We're playing a little bit too deep as a third. We're not as aggressive as I want us to be. And it's like, how can we get there without, although I want you to be a ball chaser, but without like sacrificing consistency, without, you know, so that you could still play threes at a higher level and not like play crazy and just lose because your teammates are bad? Like, how can we get there, solve the problems without losing consistency? And I think it's solved through cuts and playing forward, meaning So that's your defensive half, right? This is the offensive half. I want more POVs that look like this, where you are forward and that like you're right here rotating back and you can cut this, you could demo, or you could go for this boost and then cut. But it's this playing forward POV. I think the easiest way to think about playing forward is POV. Instead of, I'll use the example with deep third, instead of being a deep third with this, right, where you're in the defensive half, you're keeping pressure in front of you. I want you to think about playing forward as a third or as a one man. So like you're a third man, right? Like you're becoming a third, but like you're gonna steal boost and maybe cut mid. So instead of like bringing the ball up the field and then it's become a third and then you're third this way, right, behind the ball, you're looking for cuts and you're looking for impact in front of the ball, meaning demos, cuts, boost control. And I feel like that kind of solves the threat generation. It builds into how you like to play twos. And personally, like the whole deep third stuff, I just saw us over rotate a bit. Okay. I'm not a fan of deep third or passive third man in today's meta. I think it's kind of a step backwards in terms of how like really good Rocket League is played. So what you could focus on, again, POV, again, cuts, demos, you could focus on like tracking your pad rotations and playing a midfield, rotating down the center of the field. A lot of different ways you could focus this, but I think this, again, solves the whole impact thing without sacrificing, like quality. So like we're going to rotate back right now. And it's like what I would love to see us do, just not the best example, but again, same rotation, right? Cut, get to the mid. And then depending on how this play develops, if you're right here, right, if he loses it, or if he wins it, you're already here supporting. So now you're supporting, but we're a little bit farther away. And it's, again, think the cuts. So, like, you could cut the ball, but you could literally rotate down the center of the field or cut into the midfield in position. I think this is, like, honestly, the perfect, I keep showing examples, but, like, the perfect way to get more threat, play how we want to play, but not be crazy and lose that consistency. Because you also need to be consistent. Look at that. Good. Right, this is the POV. We want this. I do think we could focus our pads a lot just to stay central. I do think I love boost control. Don't get me wrong. Like picking up a big boost has value, like in that you're controlling the boost. But I do think we could stay a little bit more central. And like, look, like this is playing forward. It's a little baby cut, but you're in front of the ball, right? Playing forward. And that's how we create our offense. So like this is kind of like what I want more of. It's not always like a baby cut like that, but more impact in front of the ball. Look at that, playing forward. Just like that. We almost score from it too, right? A couple more seconds on the clock. Like that's what I want. That's fine. I mean, you could still cycle back 100%. Like you could still make the decisions you're making. Like picture another way to play this situation. Bam, bam, bam. We're low boost. And like instead of rushing back to that mid, like you're kind of coasting. And then maybe your teammate challenges, you're a little bit closer. You still get the boost because like you slowed down. So like you're timing it a bit better. We're not as deep. And you could turn on that and turn that into like a sidewall air dribble play instead of having to fake it. I like to throw around the word lurking. Like you could lurk more as well. But I think for now, like in threes, really try to play forward. Leave it there. And then that can build. Like we could build on that. Also, like if you cut more, you get better opportunity on the ball rather than playing back like this. You just don't get as good opportunity when you play back. It's harder to get stuff done. Not impossible, but it's just harder. Like, as seen, like, we challenged vertically twice, and it's just harder to get a control play or something versus a cut, especially at this rank. And you'll still play vertically, you'll still play back, you'll still do your thing. Just, like, think about the forwardness. I think it kind of indirectly solves some of the problems I saw.